Insecurity is the lack of internal security. And this is 5 reasons why people are insecure. Number one is comparison to others. Parents think that when you're comparing their kids to other people, kids, it's motivating them to do better, or you're criticizing them so that they can do better, but it actually does more negative than positive. Telling your kid that, oh, they should do better, so and so kid is getting this amount on that test, doing this by a certain age and that by a certain age, that isn't motivating them, that is demoralizing them, that is demotivating them. Constantly hearing that they lack something, that they are below a certain person, it doesn't make them feel better, it actually makes them feel worse. It brings them down socially, mentally, and that destroys their social skill. Always feeling like there's someone out there better than them. Always trying to prove themselves. That's why people become people pleaser in the future. They're constantly trying to prove themselves, prove that they're better than someone they don't even know because of what their parents said in the past. Number two, guilt. Before you say, yo, T, how can guilt cause insecurities? You know you've done something wrong. You feel guilty because of what you've done. You think others know what you've done. So you avoid eye contacts. And that's one of the ways to know that people are insecure. When they avoid eye contacts, they talk excessively. They talk constant, like they're trying to prove themselves. That's also one of the reasons which kind of goes with number one. But with guilt now, it's like they feel like you know that they've done something wrong. I remember something that one of my mentors used to say. He said, you're the only one that knows all the lie you've spoken. So with guilt, you feel like everyone knows that what you're saying is a lie. So they avoid certain things. They avoid being in a situation where they have to lie again, or they have to change something, or they have to speak something new, because they feel like people know that they're telling a lie. Number three, trauma. So with trauma now, it's what they faced when they were younger. Certain situation that had a negative impact on it. Certain experience that shaped their mentality. They avoid certain interactions because they fear what it might trigger. They're internally scarred, emotionally scarred from certain experience, which it might not be that dangerous of a experience. It might just be something light, but how it impacted them when they were younger shaped their mindset, caused them to become insecure. And trauma is so dangerous. A person can experience something one time in their life, and it was so emotionally charged that it shaped their whole mindset. It shaped their whole future beliefs and what they would pass on to their kids because of that one circumstance, that one decision that had an impact on their life. Number four, constant criticism. Put the full stop. Growing up, when they've constantly been criticized, they've never heard something good coming from people around them. they internalize that voice. Everything they do, mentally they're criticizing themselves. I could have done this better. I could approach that situation better. They constantly criticize themselves because what they grew up hearing was just constant criticism. They never actually heard words of affirmation, words to build them up. And even when they do, it gets overshadowed by the criticism. It gets overshadowed by the internal criticism. Thinking they're not enough, thinking they can do better, constantly on their mind spewing negative thought, whispering into their ears that they're not enough, that they'll never be enough, that they're not good for anyone, that they're not good for anything, they're unable to do anything. That keeps on repeating their mind over and over, and it's all due to what they hear growing up. And a person doesn't become insecure when they're older. A person become insecure when they're younger, from what they grew up around, what they hear, what they learned when they were younger, as a child, just learning the works of the world. That's how a person becomes insecure. A person doesn't just wake up one day and say, oh, I'm insecure. I can't do this, I can't do that. I can't speak loudly, I can't hold a conversation, I can't look you into the eyes because I feel guilt or something. A person becomes insecure because of what they've experienced over and over on a daily basis. That's what causes a child to become insecure, and that child later grows into an adult that is insecure. And unless you're unable to sit down and work through that, you will never actually overcome your insecurities. That's bars. Moving on to number 5. Stay with me now. Don't leave. Last but not least. And this can even stretch to 10 reasons why someone is insecure. But I'll give you 5 tonight. The first whiteboard video. So let's test it out. Number 5. Rejection. Bam. Give a full stop. Because complete rejection. You're not good enough. No. And rejection can stem from a romantic relationship, or a romantic interaction actually, academic, parental, something like that. You know what I mean? Rejection can reshape your identity, because rejection makes you feel like you're not good enough. Same as my last point. Rejection shapes your mind so much. You feel like you have to start performing, or you feel like, yo, you'll never actually become the person worthy. And that hurts deeply, knowing that romantically you have feelings for someone, and you confess that feeling to someone, and they reject you in a way that totally destroy you, just shatter your heart. They make you feel like you'll never be enough. And a lot of us experience this pain before. Some of us can manage the pain and actually work through and become a better person at the end of the day. But on the other side, you have some people who that completely shatters their identity, shatters their belief. Rejection could also be a self-rejection. You reject things that you know you're supposed to do that will help you build, that will build you into a better person, that will transform you creatively, mentally, and physically. You stop yourself from doing that because you don't think you are worthy, or just because you don't want to do it. You have opportunities that could build you, could transcend you into a higher point in life, but you don't do it. Sometimes it's not because you're scared, it's because you just don't want to do it. And over time, you not taking the opportunity or taking the risk actually diminishes your value. You mentally think that you can't do it because you've rejected yourself so long. Why would someone choose you when you're not choosing yourself? That's bars. That's bars. That's bars. Why would someone choose you when you're not choosing yourself? You have to accept yourself. Write that down. Alright, good. You have to accept yourself before anyone can accept you. And that's bars, bro. I want to see that in the comments. Self-acceptance. You have to accept yourself before someone can accept you. If you're unable to show up for yourself, if you're unable to push yourself and build yourself up, why should someone else do that for you? Why would you even think of doing that for someone else? That's the video. Thank you for watching. Take care. Peace.